John gives us now another definition of God. God is love. We have three great definitions of God in this wonderful little book. Number one, that God is light in 1 John chapter 1 and verse 5. And that was the theme from chapter 1, verse 1 to chapter 2 and verse 2. Number two, God is love in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 8 through 18 or 16. Rather. The very heart of this epistle is the theme of the from chapter 2 and verse 3 to chapter 4 and verse 21. And number 3, God is life is the theme of chapter 5. These are the three great definitions of God which John gives to us, and they constitute the major divisions of this very marvelous epistle. John says here, and again in verse 16, God is love. Dr. Harry Ironside has a very remarkable story related to this, which I am going to pass on to you because I think it demonstrates in a wonderful way the truth that only Christianity reveals the love of God in the Epistle of John. Dr. H.A. Ironside writes, years ago, a lady who prided herself on belonging to the intelligentsia said to me, I have no use for the Bible, for Christian superstition and religious dogma. It is enough for me to know that God is love. Well, I said, do you know it? Why, of course I do, she said. Well, we all know it, and that is religion enough for me. I do not need the dogma of the Bible. How did you find out that God is love? I asked. Why? She said. Everyone knows that. Do they know it yonder in India? I asked. That poor mother in her distress throwing her little baby into the holy uh, Ganges to be eaten by filthy and repulsive crocodiles as a sacrifice for her sins. Does she know that God is love? Oh, well, she is ignorant and superstitious, she replied. Those poor, wretched Negroes in the jungles of Africa bowed themselves to gods of wood and stone and in constant fear of their fetishes. The poor heathen in other countries, do they know that God is love? And actually, on the radio, he uses the word blacks. So, anyway, perhaps not, he said, but in a civilized land, we all know it. But how is it that we know it? Who told us so? Where did we find it out? Do not understand what you mean, she said, for I've always known it. Let me tell you this, and I answered. No one in the world ever knew it until it was received from heaven and recorded in the Word of God. It is here and nowhere else. It is not found in all the literature of the ancients. And that concludes